What's a childhood memory you'll never forget? When I was about 8, my family went camping for the first time. We had this massive tent that my dad insisted he could set up without reading the instructions. After 2 hours of watching him wrestle with poles and stakes, we finally had something that vaguely resembled shelter. That night, I woke up around 2 a.m. needing to use the bathroom. The campground had these scary outdoor restrooms about 100 yards away through the woods. My parents were fast asleep, and I figured I was brave enough to make the trip alone with my little flashlight. Everything went fine until I was walking back. Halfway to our tent, my flashlight lost power. Complete darkness. I couldn't see anything, not even my own feet. I started panicking and calling for my parents, but our tent looked exactly like every other tent in the campground. I wandered around for what felt like hours, getting more and more lost. I was crying and shivering in my pajamas when I finally found a tent with a light on inside. I knocked on the fabric and whispered, "Mom?" A gruff man's voice answered, "Who's there?" I immediately knew it wasn't my dad. I ran away as fast as I could, stumbling through the darkness. Eventually, I just picked a random tent and crawled inside, hoping it was ours. I slipped into what I thought was my sleeping bag and closed my eyes. The next morning, I woke up to a woman screaming. I had somehow ended up in a completely different family's tent, sleeping between their 2 teenage daughters. The parents were freaking out, the girls were mortified, and I was just confused about where my mom and dad were. It turned out my parents had been searching for me all night with park rangers. They found me 3 campsites over, still in my pajamas, trying to explain to these strangers that I just needed to use the bathroom. The other family was surprisingly understanding once they realized what happened. We packed up and went home that same day. My dad said camping wasn't for us, and we never tried it again. But honestly, I still laugh thinking about those poor girls waking up to a random kid in their tent.